like a jinn, okay? Like what some people call fairies, stuff like that. But some people call them angels, the very high ones for sure. But they're like, and they live in, like, there's a couple levels above us. There's fairies and stuff that are small, and they live in their own little worlds. But the people like the Tolkien types, they're like avatars, and they are like fifth or sixth dimensional. Like a lot of people see angels and they look like similar to some kind of Nordic. It's because that's the avatar of the energy, and we're all avatars of something. It just depends on how aware you are of your own reality. Okay, so this is stuff that's from the Vedas, I believe, or the Puranas, but let me look it up. I have to show you a really cool one. Here we go. This is so crazy that I'm trying to find the one I wanted to tell you about. All right, I got it. By attracting the 13 kinds of Karaka force mentioned in Karaka Prakarana, applying snow-surcharged air and projecting it through the air-conveying tube to the Pushpini Pinjuli mirrors in the front right side of the Vimana and focusing on it, the Saraga beam, a heavenly damsel bedecked with flowers and jewels, will appear to onlookers of the Vimana. Okay, basically you have to put one puff of air through bounce it off the mirrors, you know what I mean? Use a laser beam, and like it creates an image that if a Catholic saw it, would be very sure was Mary the Virgin, wouldn't they? If you saw a lady in the sky with jewels and flowers, most people, even not Catholics, would be like, that's Mary, right? How easy would it be for a civilization that lives away from us, maybe in another dimension, possibly, to manipulate us by flying around in these machines that create blue beam effects like that, okay? So, like, yeah, I mean, and here's the one above it. Here's the one above it. And these are all technology, okay? What's interesting is this is something called, hold on, let me go to the top. Secrets every Vimana pilot must learn, as explained by Siddhanatha, okay? So, and a bunch of these are like psychic things, like he must acquire Mahamaya, Shambhara, and other tantric powers to endow the plane with those powers. Basically, they would combine psychic powers that they acquired through meditation with flying ships and technology, and we don't have anything like psychic powers, so we are kind of on the outs because they can, like, they don't even need a radar. They can sense you from like anywhere. If they can sense you just looking at them, they don't have to even think about it. It's part of it. All right, I'm trying to look for another one that I wanted you to see. Okay, there we go. As stated in Tila Prakarana, by preparing the Grita Jiwaya, Kumbini, and Kakajagna oils, and anointing the distorting mirror of the Vimana with them, applying it to the 19th kind of smoker, and charging with the Kuntiki Shakti in the Vimana, shapes like lion, tiger, rhinoceros, serpent, mountain, river will appear and amaze observers and confuse them. And that's what I'm saying. Like these people, the requirement is you had to have certain psychic powers, several.
Hey, lesson number 1, wow the rubes.
Yeah, exactly.
Look over here, guys. Yeah, man behind the curtain and all that shit. Because people are stupid. And then
I love you guys. Thank you.
And,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude. Just
yeah.
how unruly people were back then. Stupid and frightful and prone to panic. You know what I mean? You had to do what you had to do. You couldn't just come down and logically explain shit to them. They'd fucking throw rocks at you and set you on fire.
Yeah. So it's not like they didn't have psychic powers or there aren't powers. It's just that they use that plus they use technology, and it's hard for us to. I mean, obviously, someone could fly across the sky in a ship like that. It could look like a horse, and like everybody would be like, oh, there it is, and it is, because it would have to, because if it was a Vimana, it would definitely be from the inner Earth. So I guess it doesn't make it not Kalki, it's still Kalki, I suppose. Here's some other ones just to give you an idea. Here we go. By mixing with ethereal force 10 parts of air forte, 7 parts water force, or air force, 10 parts air force, 7 parts, it says forte, I don't know why it was like that, 7 parts water force, and 16 parts of solar glow. Now I have no idea what that would be, okay, but it's probably something real that's just named that.
Could be plasma.
Yeah, exactly. And projecting it by means of the star-facing mirror through the frontal tube of the Vimana, the appearance of a star-spangled sky is created.
Now, you might want to go really quick with history what a Vimana is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, a Vimana is...
Wait. And you gotta, of note, touch, and sorry, that on the history of its involvement in the Third Reich. This is some trippy shit, guys. Okay, tell me what a Vimana is.
Okay, somebody wants to know about vampires, witches. I'll tell you this. I'll talk you exactly, and I'll tell you in a second. But yeah, a Vimana is basically like it's a flying machine, and some of them
looks like a bell.
Yeah, and usually they look a little bit like cone shaped. They're somewhere between a flying saucer and a pyramid. But they're basically flying saucers would be considered Vimanas as well. Anything because there are Vimanas that are drawn circular like that. There are even Vimanas that are jetpacks, basically. Anything that can make you fly. So it's a flying machine. And there are supposed to be entire flying cities floating above the earth in geosynchronous orbits. And some of them are still there, invisible to our eyes, but they're still there. And I never thought they were, but then I've been being told that they're still there, But yeah, we're all related to them. We're all interdimensional beings. If you're a vampire witch, you're part interdimensional being. You either have come from a line that was like, some people will be like, oh, I come from fairies. We're with my family like hundreds and thousands of years ago, and sometimes that's crap, but sometimes it's not, And sometimes it happens now. You have some kind of relation. Any kind of spirit you're seeing is going to be related to most everything else. Like, some people are scared of aliens, but they're not scared of demons. So they'll show you demons because you actually prefer them. Like, there are some occultists like that, and some people prefer angels, so they show themselves that way. But they're interdimensional beings, and they live on multiple parallel realities at the same time. So there are versions of them that are in Shambhala right now that is a version of Vishnu. But there's other guys in other parts and other places, and we're all avatars to some degree. It's just how good an avatar you are and what you're actually channeling. Ultimately, you're channeling source, but aspects of source, Oh, that's cool. That's good. I mean, thank you, David. It's perfect. David says it's perfect. Yay!
Oh,
I'm glad it's good. It's going better. But yeah, I mean, my point I'm trying to make with all these is the inner earth people try to shepherd us basically the best they can while keeping us at arm's length because, like I said, we have a lot of darkness inside of our collective consciousness as human beings, and they consider it kind of a disease, and they're afraid of it. The ones who talk to us are the kindest people. They're the kindest people who really, truly, are like missionaries and want to help us, okay? Because they understand. Most of them have been born human and stuff. It's a requirement for some people because it really brings you to a higher level of being if you can kind of cross both things. It's kind of an interesting situation, but they kind of try to shepherd us for the most part. Some of them are less sympathetic to us and are kind of mean. Some of them, they're people and they're not perfect people, but they're much more perfect than we are. So it's one of those things where, just understand their people and they try their best. But above that, it's all energies and it's all like other things until you get to a whole other universe, which we can only speculate on, you know. But there's definitely a universe exactly like this universe that this is a reflection of. That's I'm sure of. And then after that, it's you know, it's up for grabs. Listen, if you're one of those vampires, if there's a real Lestat, you tell him that Claudia is sorry, and that I will never stop getting reborn. So get the fuck over here, bitch. All right. And Louie's waiting too. But like, I'm serious. Like, if he's out there, you know, if you're out, I'm all waiting. I'm all waiting. I'll be the nicest vampire in history. I'll only kill bad people. You know? And I'll try to just have donors, actually, if I can get away with it. But anyway, the point is, the inner earth is where a lot of our angel sightings are coming from. They are another dimension. They're good people, but there are energy levels that we should be connected to, that they're trying to help us be connected to, so that we're whole beings as well. And there's a whole other level to this, too, that affects both of us that I'll talk about another time. But, like, yeah, it's, you know, it's a real, it's going to be okay, because if you can hold light, you're going to be okay, because there's going to be stuff around you protecting you. That's the whole thing, is you have to be able to love, and you have to be able to forgive people, even if you think you're morally correct. You have to be able to forgive people for not living up to your morals, because because it's the hatred that you hold on to, because we're all one being. All of us are one being. So if you hate somebody else because they don't eat the same as you, or they don't believe in the same God as you, then you're just hating yourself, and that creates a schism within you. And what we have to do is we have to sort of let that go. We just have to sort of be so focused on us, on improving, that we connect to all the other people who are improving. And as sad as it is, eventually some of the people are going to get washed away. Oh, so you're a reincarnating vampire. That's cool. I mean, that's sort of real, but a lot of people don't even.
Gotta check out What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show.
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
that's greatest show on earth. Greatest thing ever. Greatest thing ever. My dad is that fucking that psychic vampire guy. Sometimes it's really he doesn't mean to be, but he is sometimes. Thank you, David. You're helping me out. Thanks. No, it's like you know, a lot of people who reincarnate really strong, and some people sort of identify. A lot of them have energy needs because they're hybrids of other things, and like I'm that too. I could be like I'm a vampire, but
concerts are actually great places for vampires to feed.
Oh,
There's so much surplus energy. People
it's
are
true.
pouring that crap out. You can go there and feed your heart's content and never harm anyone.
Yeah.
It's totally guilt-free. It's perfect.
I'm more of a succubus, and I kind of like, mostly I just feed on ambient energy of happiness and stuff. I'm just ultra sweet, really. But like, but I do have an energy thing, you know, and I get weak pretty easily, because if I give too much energy, I get weak pretty easily. That's why I avoid doing readings sometimes, you know, because it actually does take something out of me. But like, you know, you didn't good. Well, there you go. You don't want to. I mean, listen, I want to be like one of the regular, like the immortals that I know exist, which I didn't. If you had told me at the beginning there were real immortals, I wouldn't have believed it. But now that I have a higher perception, I have connections to at least one person who I think is an ascended master, and he's part of this whole levels thing the way I am, and I'm thinking that that's true, and I'm thinking there are a few people because it is a matrix, and there's two ways out. You either become part of the matrix itself, like in a past life somebody made me, I believe, into a part of probably of the goddess of doorways and archways and stuff, which is a much more powerful goddess than you'd ever give her credit for. Okay, she doesn't require any worship. She does a lot of stuff. She covers everything. But that's not a life in a sense. That's